No, I don't want to. There you go. I'm having fun. I've got to be my own production company and editor and all of it. So here I am. I want to share something with everybody here, something I think is valuable. I hope you agree with me. How's everybody doing? Good afternoon, good morning, whatever time of day you find this video on YouTube or whatever. This is the 1950s dictionary, Noah Webster, Noah and Merriam-Webster. We got to give him credit for doing this. This is extremely valuable for everybody. I don't read. I'd rather not read. I don't read unless I use this. And I don't know. I hope it, from my view. So I've got to show it to my other camera too, right? So from my view, it looks like it's backwards. So from your view, I hope it's straight up. This is Origins. It's a etymological dictionary. Can't live without it either. So here's what I'm going to share with you. The whole point here is a couple things. One, people talk all kinds of word garbage these days about things that are flat out lies. Excuse me. Thank you. One of them is principle. All right? I mean, the left and Beijing Biden and all these Democrats are causing all kinds of problems, and I really don't know how to do enough video interplay to make this entertaining, so I'm just going to do the best job I can. There's just a lot of stuff going on that is just completely obnoxious and trying to pervert or subvert the ethos of our American morality in the atomic family, which is not going to work. You got people, you got the WEF and that Nazi Klaus trying to push all kinds of Gates, Fauci, and all the rest of those fake subhumans in their pathological sociopath. Their pathology, lying, cheating, and stealing, and just doing things that are totally against the laws of nature. The laws of nature are absolute. They just are, period. You got Socrates, Aristotle, Plato. Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. Teacher, student, student, and then we become the students of Aristotle. So we have, part of the fun here is this. This is the word meta for both cameras. Meta from preposition meta, in the midst of, among, between, after, according to. The prefix is used in words of Greek origin to mean in the midst of, among, between, beyond, after, reversely, inorganic chemistry, which is what we are. We are inorganic chemistry. So in other words, what happens is when we pass, if we were to put us in the ground, what would happen to us? We would be dissolved or eaten by organic chemistry and become fodder for new life, just like trees and any other, shrubs. It's just like when we do a compost pile, we could become a compost pile. Easy. It would probably take a long time, but that's what we are. We're inorganic. We are organic and inorganic material. It refers to bodies having a similar composition to the ortho compounds, but in which an obscure change has taken place, affecting their chemical properties. In organic chemistry, it applies to the compounds of identical percentage, composition, and molecular weight in which the carbon nuclei are united to one another by an atom of polyvalent element such as nitrogen, which is what we're made out of. That's how come we can eat vegetation. It's because we're part of vegetation. And hopefully this will get a little more interesting to you. So I use in my comments on Instagram, I'm off of Twitter, the hell with Twitter, President Trump's social media platform, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. I use the equation 2 times 2 is 4. I use that for a reason. The value of 2 times 2 is 4 is immeasurable. For one thing, let's go back to the meta, right? I'm at metaphysics now. I'm going to get to it in a minute. We'll go back to meta. The soul, so when we're born, we're conceived and we're born, and the first thing we do when we come out of the womb is we have to breathe air. And when we breathe air, that air is the anima and animus of life itself. That is the Holy Spirit. That's Holy Spirit. Fresh air. Been around for millions and billions of years, right? When you read, I go into the dictionary, and I'll do that in another video in a little bit. Breathing air is invigorating. It's like, and this is not a commercial, but what's his name? Wim Hof. Wim Hof, the guy who can swim under ice cold waters. Y'all know who Wim Hof is. He had his book sitting up there. We don't understand the full value of air, of oxygen. The relationship we have between plants, their RNA, their DNA, what we're breathing on a constant basis, right? And Wim Hof can do some magical things. I mean, he can stay underwater for periods of time, freezing cold. What they're doing with that gentleman is beyond imagination, because he breathes air. Bear with me for a second here. Metaphysics. Metaphysic. We are metaphysic. The science of the most general principles. How do we know for sure that 2 times 2 equals 4? How do we know that? We have to prove it. How do we prove it? This house I'm living in. This is a 30-foot tape measure. This is a measuring device that we use in order to, build a house. A level is based on mathematics. We are based on mathematics. This is based on mathematics. The way our brains work is based on mathematics. This dictionary is based on mathematics. ABC, 1, 2, 3. Our husband and wife, that might sound kind of weird, but not really. They're in an intimate relationship, okay? Let's go back to metaphysics. The science of the most general principles. The principle 2 times 2 is 4 is invisible and indivisible. It's both. Invisible and indivisible. Breath is invisible. It's also indivisible in its essence. My eyes are a little bit shaky. I had an operation. The science of the most general principles. The speed of light. What's the speed of light? That's the general principle, and we all have to agree with it, just like the principle of gravity. You climb a tree that's higher than what you can handle, a roof of a house, a cliff, you may have a parachute or a hand glider or whatever. The law of gravity, everybody is indicative of the law of gravity, no matter who they are. Everybody is under the umbrella of the law of gravity. The law of gravity is also under the umbrella of the speed of light. The speed of light is 300 million miles per second. It's a principle nobody can deny. You can, but you just make an ass out of yourself. And that's in a vacuum. So vacuums are natural. People say a vacuum is hated by the universe. No, it's not. A vacuum is not hated by the universe. The earth is a vacuum. The entire earth is a vacuum. How do we know this? Because when you plant a seed, you till the ground outside your garden. If you don't plant seeds in that ground, and even if you do plant seeds in that ground, what happens naturally to the ground along with the seeds that you planted? What happens? Weeds grow. All kinds of little seeds come landing. You got any kind of weed, dandelions, whatever. They come naturally. Can't help it. Why? Because the earth is a vacuum. Let's go back to metaphysics. The part of philosophy that investigates the ultimate nature and relation of fundamental concepts as space, time, matter, force, life, mind, will, cause, motion, etc. Ontology. What is it? What is the study of ontology? I know this video is going to be long, but I'm trying to keep it short. Study of ontology as the very science has its metaphysics. All right, let's have some fun. Bear with me. I'll be fast. And this is all off the cuff. So be kind and bear with me. Or don't be kind and don't bear with me. It's your choice. Come on, where are you? I love this dictionary. I've been using it for a long time. Okay, ontology. You ready? Put on your seatbelts. Being or logos. This is logos. This is logos. Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. Sorry, I'm speaking too loud because I've got Asperger's and ADHD. This is logos too. I mean, it's almost impossible to read the Bible without reading this. And a lot of you folks won't be able to handle it. Here's something else that's logos. Who's this guy? Shakespeare. Logos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is logos. The doctrine, okay, logos, discourse, communication. The doctrine of being, the name given to that part of the science of metaphysics which investigates and explains nature and the essence of all things or existences, that their qualities and attributes, is also used as equivalent to metaphysics. We are the equivalent of metaphysics. We are the essence of the universe. We are the perfect model. I mean, I could have this video for hours. What did I say about metaphysics? The science of the most general principles. We are a principle. And because we are a principle, both cameras, we couldn't read, we couldn't understand. It's impossible without the breath of life. The breath of life is principle. It is anima, it is animus. The breath of life is principle. We can't, when we read, we become agitated. I mean, you see, the thinker. What's the thinker doing, right? Remember the thinker? The thinker's doing this. That's cogitation. The cogitation, we have to get to the point where, reading Shakespeare? Are you kidding me? The Tempest, its stanzas, all those kind of things. You gotta look all that stuff up. You gotta stretch your imagination, stretch your mind. Ontology. I mean, metaphysics basically is the explanation of gravity, speed of light, speed of sound. Right now, while I'm speaking, and I made other videos as well, right now while I'm speaking, even though I'm talking to two cameras, I'm praying. This is exactly the same thing as praying. The only difference is maybe the state of mind, but I can change that state of mind. That's just called reverie. It's called trying to bridge the gap between your conscious and your unconscious. Let's get back to it. Ontology. The science of ontology comprehends, investigations. Science of ontology comprehends investigations of every real existence, either beyond the sphere of the present world or in another way incapable of being the direct object of consciousness, which can be deduced immediately from the possession of certain feelings or principles and faculties of the human soul. Archer Butler. How do we know somebody's lying to us? That's my heart. Instincts and intuition. Emotion. I mean, I really feel sorry for people that like Beijing Biden, Beijing Obama. Maybe we'll call them that too, right? And some of these Democrats out there that are the leftists, the Marxists, Soros, Gates, Fauci. Every time I blink my eye, that's a span of time. Thoughts are a span of time. I'm speaking words from the dictionary and sharing with you guys on some form of social media. When you lie, you're praying. When you lie, you're praying. Doesn't matter the state of mind. Doesn't matter, you're still lying. You're lying, you're praying. Because when I speak right now, if I put my hands down here, there's vibration on my esophagus, this is a gland. tonsils, whatever. It's a gland. I'm not, it's off the cuff, so I don't have the gland memorized right now. And neither here nor there. Bottom line is the vibration. That vibration is going up and down all the way to my scrotum. All right? You got people out there, Kidney and others, taking John Money's, I know I'm jumping around a lot here, John Money's psychological mumbo jumbo, the guy who started the revolution saying we're all sexual. But what he's not saying, and what he should be saying, is that sexuality is in the spectrum of creativity. So I stand up, and I'm out of this camera, but that's all right. Sorry. It starts here. This is sex, scrotum, Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio, so a lot of energy down here. And it rises up. In essence, what that means is, what is all this? What is all this? What are all these? What are these? What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? Elon Musk. What's this? They're all forms of creativity. So in essence, yes, we're sexual, but that's the lowest form. I mean, for instance, when a guy meets a girl meets a guy, that energizes excitement. Where's that excitement come from? Yeah, who knows? Down here? Up here? How about all of it together? Maybe? Guy meets girl meets guy. The heat starts, there's that. But the rub is, it's emotional, it's psychological, and it's invisible. Just like 2 times 2 is 4. The essence back and behind 2 times 2 is 4. How do you know 2 times 2 is 4? Well, if it wasn't for this, and doing mathematical configuration, and coming up with a video camera, a laptop, or an Android or an iPhone, all of these are all forms of creativity. So these folks that are going out there and even morality, ethos. What happens when you take in information and you've got that agitation of the mind? It's funny. I taught myself how to read at 40, and obviously you can tell I'm a little older, right? I was an idiot. I was an idiot. I had no idea. I come out of my parents' house. I won't go into that, but it's something else. I came out of my parents' house. I was like some kind of a subhuman, a gooch. I was like, hard to explain. I was worse than a nerd. I had no ethos at all. None. I was all emotion. And when you got emotion without intelligence, you got a mess. You got a cluster. I'll leave it at that. One more time. For kicks and giggles. Do I have that in here? I took it out, didn't I? Like I said, this is off the cuff, so yeah, I lost it. off the cuff can be vulnerable. Too funny. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. This is all in love. Oh, I didn't. I just had it deeper into the book. The science, metaphysics. The science of the most general principles. The part of philosophy that investigates the ultimate nature. The ultimate nature. The ultimate nature. So, let me be really positive, right? The ultimate nature of the principle, because the speed of sound, that's principle too. But the speed of light is a principle. It's the ultimate principle in the universe. It's the umbrella. The speed of light is the umbrella by which all other things are measured, including gravity. Gravity is a vacuum. You jump off a house or you go flying an airplane, whatever. You've got laws of gravity. You got the principle of the speed of light that controls that airplane. If that airplane breaks the laws of its general physical apparatus, the engine goes out, whatever, the obvious takes place, and gravity wins.